Support for This Paleo Life comes from Bulletproof Coffee. If your morning doesn't start until you've downed your first cup of coffee, then listen up. There's a new way of drinking coffee that promises to supercharge your energy and maybe help you lose a little weight. That's right, Bulletproof Coffee. This incredible drink is fast becoming the drink of choice for everyday people looking for a bit of extra punch in the morning. I drink Bulletproof Coffee every morning. If you have a goal that needs achieving, then Bulletproof Coffee needs to be in your arsenal. Head on over to thispaleolifepodcast.com/bulletproof coffee and find out what makes it so special. That's thispaleolifepodcast.com/bulletproof coffee. And support comes from Jerky Direct. With over 40 flavors of jerky, including the line of organic, gluten-free beef jerky, turkey jerky, and my all-time favorite, buffalo jerky. Jerky Direct is handmade and slow-smoked to perfection. I've been a customer of these guys for years now, and it is by far the best jerky I have ever had. Shop now at doublejjerkyshop.com. That's doublejjerkyshop.com. Jerky never tasted so good. Hey there, this is Jeremy Jordan from This Paleo Life, back answering another question about paleo diet, health, fitness, motivation. You got a question for me? Hit me up on Twitter at This Paleo Life. All right, so today we are talking about fat. No, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not calling you fat. Relax. I'm talking about fat. I'm talking about whether or not fat makes you fatter. Question is, does fat actually make you fat, or is fat making you fatter? And that's a great question, because we have a huge epidemic in this country. We have a huge problem in this country. We have a huge problem with everybody thinking that fat is what's making you fatter, when in fact, it's not the fat in your diet that's making you fatter. It is the sugar, and it's the refined carbohydrates that's making you fatter. That's right, because of course, we've all been led to believe that fat and saturated fat is bad for you. You know, like over the last 40 years, we've been told that, fat's bad for you. And we've been led to believe that fat is the enemy. Well, today we're gonna prove that different. So let's address this ridiculous statement about fat being bad for you, or fat making you fatter. That's my favorite. Is, I don't want to eat that. That's got fat in it. That's going to make me fatter. Instead, I'll eat this loaf of bread, all these carbs. That's not going to make me fat because it's heart healthy. It's whole grain wheat, for God's sakes. It's good for you, right? No. So we're going to talk about that. But see, with the logic that fat makes you fatter, does that mean that anybody who's ever consumed a lot of olive oil, kind of like the traditional Mediterranean diets, shouldn't those guys be morbidly obese? Or what about the Inuit? Those guys' diet was consistently pretty much just high fat, no carbs. Those guys should be the fattest people on earth, according to your logic. But yet we are fatter, and our obesity rates are higher than ever. So what gives? What gives? Plenty of studies prove what? They're trying to prove that fat is bad for you? They don't prove shit. The only thing that these studies prove is that they don't know what they're talking about. The studies, they claim that fat is bad, but they never really explain who they're testing on or what they're eating. They don't talk about whether they're testing on, males or females, what age range, what they ate. Did they eat vegetable oil, high-fat vegetable oil? Oh, that's good for you. Did they eat a bunch of trans fats? No, they don't tell you that. What are all the good fats in these diets? Where are all the good fats, I should say? I'm getting worked up. Man, this fat thing gets me fired up. So this is going to be an episode that you do not want to miss, because I'm going to be fired up here. They don't talk about eating the avocados or the coconut oils or the olive oils or your good quality grass-fed meats. No. It's like you saying, it's like this. It's like you saying that you eat a nutrient-dense diet, all while you've been sitting there eating at McDonald's every day. The idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. The fact of the matter is this. Low-carb diets, according to, as far as weight loss goes, much more effective than an overall low-fat diet. So eating low-fat is actually worse for you. If you want to lose weight, you eat the low-carb diet. Get rid of the carbs. Put 2 and 2 together. The carbs are making you fatter, not the fat. If fat's so bad for you, then why do we continuously supplement and get told to supplement with fish oil, omega-3 fats? Why would the same people tell us to eat plenty of nuts, which are loaded in fat? Maybe it's because this type of fat, and not just all fats, that is the problem. Everybody's labeled fats as just fats, when in fact there are different fats. Maybe you should look at this a little closer instead of just making a broad general sweep of fats, and let's break it down, because maybe there are some fats that aren't good for you. There's a thought. Maybe there are some fats that are good for you, but people are not. We're too stupid to try to think that maybe there could be 2 different things here. Maybe, no, it's just fat is fat and that's it. That's the bottom line. There are such things as essential fats. They're called essential fats for a reason. You want to know why? Because they're essential. We need them. Boy, that makes sense, doesn't it? The funny thing is, I don't want to keep ranting and go too long, but the funny thing is you don't hear about essential carbs or essential sugars, do you? No, because neither of these are good for you. You don't need either one of these. Yes, we're going to talk about eating a little bit of carbs, but the decent carbs. There are non-starchy carbs that are good for you, like your sweet potatoes. Those aren't bad for you. We're not talking about eating even for rice, for instance. We're not talking about eating breads or grains. Okay, so let me help you out just a little bit instead of just complaining and ranting about fats, because I could talk all day about this. Let me help you out a little bit. What should you eat? Eat fats, plenty of them. Yeah, and that old thing about eating the egg whites. No, go ahead, eat the whole egg, not just the egg whites, yolk and all. But a good diet is not just good, healthy fats. It's also a combination of plenty of protein, high-quality protein, grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, as well as a little bit of non-starchy carbs. Your good diet, fats, I should say, your good fats from healthy sources like olive oil, avocado, coconut oils. But the things that we won't be talking about, and you'll never hear me talking about, are trans fats, things processed foods, liquid calories, sugars, and all those other, man-made things, and anything else that's not made by nature, whatnot. Boy, I'm done. I'm done today. That's enough to talk about fat. Hope you found value in this. And be sure to grab our free ebook, the Paleo Diet Quick Start Guide, and bonus cheat sheet over at thispaleolifepodcast.com. So until next time, stay healthy.